In this video, I'm going to show you how you can add any image, just like the one on this screen here, to a 3D printed model using Blender. It's a great way to add some personalization or customization to 3D prints. So let's get started. So to start, let's open up Blender. I'm using Blender 5.0. When Blender opens up, just click into the background here. There's these other objects in here. We can go to Select All, and then press the Delete key to delete them. Now we're going to go to Add an Object. I'm going to go to Mesh, and then Cube. So then hold Shift and middle mouse to move around, and then scroll wheel to scroll in and out. Now we're going to go to Modifiers. Make sure your cube is selected. Go to Add Modifier. We're going to go to Generate, then Remesh. I'm going to select Sharp, and then Octree Depth. I'm going to use 8. And then we'll click Apply. So what this did is it remeshed this. So if we go to Edit Mode, we have a really fine mesh now. If we don't do this remesh, the texture is not going to apply correctly. So click on this X up here to view the cube face on. Click on Face here, and then we're going to select this whole face. With that face selected, then go to this green Data Object Properties on the right here. Click on that. Click on the plus here under Vertex Groups. We're going to make a new group, so double click this, just name it Side. Then we're going to click on Assign. So what that does is it assigns these selected faces to the vertex group. So if I click off of here and then click on Select, then we have our faces selected again. Next thing that we want to do is go back to Modifiers. Then we'll add another modifier, and this one is going to be Deform, and then go to Displace. When you click on Displace, you'll notice that this Texture Properties box pops up, so click on that. Then click on New, and then we're going to click on Open and navigate over to our image of our celebrity, in this case Pedro Pascal. Then go back to Modifiers, and then here are coordinates. We're going to set these to UV, and then we're going to change the vertex group to the one that we specified, which is just Side. So click on that. Now what we need to do is we need to do a UV unwrap. So go to your vertex group, so under Data, under the green thing, and then click on Select. Then up top, go to UV, and then click on Unwrap Minimum Stretch. And this will take a second to run. Now that that's completed, let's click on UV Editing up here. And then in the UV Editing pane, click on this image icon up here, and then click on the image that we imported here. It's gotten really big now. So next, let's just go back to object mode to see what things look like. So we can see this looks like a mess here. Go to the modifiers and reduce the strength a lot. If you hold Shift and move, it's a much finer control here. So there we go. You see that our image of Pedro Pascal is now on our cube. That's pretty easy. So I'm going to change it to well, depending on if you make the strength negative or positive, you can have the face stick out or it kind of sticks inward. In this case, let's make it stick out a little bit. You can see that this is upside down right now though, and that's not ideal. So let's go back to Edit Mode and then go to the UV side, so on this side here. So I'm going to press R to rotate, and I'm going to rotate this 180 degrees to flip it right side up. Then click on the Rotate pane that opens here. And I'm going to set it to, it looks like negative 180 degrees. There we go. Let's check on what that did. So now it's face up here. You can see it's a little distorted. It's a little stretched out. It looks kind of like Bill Murray there. That's kind of weird. So let's go back to Edit Mode. And then here, we want to change this to a square. So press S and then Y. And we'll kind of bring this down to our best guess of a square. We can correct it fully later, but we'll get it most of the way there. So you can see that it basically fills this top side here, and it's nice and uniform. So we'll call that good enough. Go back to object mode. Okay, there we go. Now we're really close. You see some of the lettering in the background. That's okay. We'll leave that. That looks cool. And then we want to make the strength of this a little bigger. There we go. It'll look better based on. Let's change this to 0.06 manually. Then the last thing we want to do is we want to check around, make sure that this is going to be printable well. So I see down here, this is sticking out. Let's fix that using the mid-level, and I can increase the mid-level to push that back up so that we have a nice printing surface on the bottom. Here, I'll show you what the mid-level did here. So it brings it kind of back up and in to the cube, like so. So there we go. We have our cube with Pedro Pascal's face on it. Let's go back to layout. So with this selected, we go to File, then Export, STL, and put that somewhere. Call it Pascal.stl. Export it. Now let's open up Bamboo Studio. So now in Bamboo Studio, let's go to File, Import, and then import 3mf.stl, and then select Pascal.stl, the one we just saved. So it says the object is too small. You want to scale to millimeters. Let's click yes. Great. So our cube, there's Pedro Pascal's face there. I want to rotate this. So let's change it. There we go. So that his face is up front. Perfect. Now let's slice this and see what it looks like. Perfect. So it has some really nice flat surface on the bottom, and it should print pretty well. Looks like it's going to have some seams in the front. Maybe we should put those seams at the back. There, good. Now there's no seams on his actual face. So let's print this out and see how it goes.
The Pedro Pascal cube has finished printing, so let's take a look at it. And there he is. That's a bit of better angle. So just like that, you can have a celebrity on a cube.